Today's June 20th for a monthly maintenance at Laurel and Rod Davies, starting in the backyard. All of this soil around the house was thoroughly weeded, raked through for debris, and fluffed, including this back corner, all the way around up to the wheelbarrow. It's a good spot for the wheelbarrow. And then over here, removing, dead pieces, debris. Also trimming the ground cover so that it's within bounds of the lawn. And then a little bit of trimming here as well. But I want to keep talking about the front, or the front of the back, I guess. The rose bush was deadheaded and trimmed back a bit. They were all past due. Nicely fluffed in this area. Tidying up, deadheading irises, fluffing soil, weeding morning glory. There was a lot of morning glory in here. Cutting out dead bit and fluffing all the way around. These guys are a little floppy. I think it's just the big flowers on them and maybe the sprinkler system. Loving the flowers on these guys. Those are so cool. But all of this soil nicely weeded through and raked for debris and fluffed out. And then this was all blown out with the leaf blower as well. Yeah, it's nice and clean. Weeding through all of the pathways. There's these micro weeds that grow. The roses got trimmed back a little bit, cleaned up, deadheaded. Soil fluffed through. Grasses picked out of other plants that don't belong. The Oregon grape got a little bit of a trim so that it's not super hard to reach. It was getting just excessively high. Kind of need it for this middle space, but we don't need it for the upper space. And these little chickadees all day long and just flapping to each other. And then continuing of trimming, weeding, fluffing all the way through, deadheading the lilies, picking debris out of every crevice. Just looking so nice with all of the beautiful ground cover. The soil is nicely moist from the irrigation system. All these different textures and colors. I found a little bit of spurge we had to remove. The wires are still exposed from these lights. And then this back area really doesn't get much water. It's looking super dry. I don't know if they're too concerned about it. I'm not that concerned about it. These trees have been here for a while, but maybe angling their irrigation sprinklers a little bit would be nice. And this plant, we took this down a little bit, this ground cover, so it's not super tall. It's kind of just growing over here, but it was getting a little too tall over here around the tree. And then fluffing, weeding, raking all throughout this area, taking leaves out of the ground cover. There it's the view, and then all the way up to the corner where we swept out, and swept out all the way down here as well. Just another view. Yeah, those birds. Hukra doing great. Well, it's kind of hard to see with the dappled lighting, but all of this is nicely tidied up. There's a view back here. So next time we'll just keep an eye on these guys, make sure they're not getting too straggly and tall. Keep an eye on the spurge, keep an eye on the morning glory, keep those things at bay. And deadheading. And up on the side garden bed area, this was all trimmed, nice pathway, and then trimmed so that it wasn't encroaching too much, like becoming a big blur of ivy. And then there were some extra branches that were dead and didn't need that were coming out, so just clearing up this corner. The weeping guy is looking good, but really cleaning up the edge and also lowering the ground cover so that it's more uniform, like ocean waves, as opposed to just like hair sticking up in random spots. Over here, super duper clean and tidy, weeding, raking through. It's just very uniform kind of style. All of this was blown out, raked out, You can kind of see we carved around the hosta and the Brunera. The Brunera's going crazy over here. It's kind of blending in the same color palette and shape. Just really clean. And then to finish the day, I took out the major dandelions from this vicinity. There were some enormous dandelions. And then blew out the rest of the driveway and front yard. And that was our monthly maintenance for today. Thank you very much.